Hi there. It's April 2nd, and we're continuing our journey through Torah in the book of Deuteronomy in Hebrew Devarim, and we're in Deuteronomy chapters 21 and 22. Deuteronomy 21 opens with instructions of what happens when a woman is taken in battle and the man who takes her wants to make her his wife. She is allowed to mourn for a while the loss of her people and then taken in to be a wife. But if she is let go, if she's divorced, the man is not allowed to then sell her on to make her continue as a slave. She's then able to be set free. Then there's instructions about if a man has two wives and the firstborn is of the wife that he is not so keen on, and he wants to get rid of that wife, he's not allowed to disinherit the firstborn of the wife that he doesn't want. He has to make that son the firstborn. So that shows the power of the right of the firstborn son. And then there's also provision at the end of Deuteronomy 21 for a rebellious child, rebellious son, to actually be put to death if his parents say, yes, this son is rebellious, and the community are then enabled to remove him, to stone him to death. Seems very draconian and very harsh to us. We'll come back to that in a moment. In Deuteronomy 22, we look at the looking after other people's property. If someone sees a stray animal going around or something belonging to someone else in its wrong place, it behoves the person who sees it to bring it back to the owner. It's a case of looking after things that belong to one another. Then there are various other instructions in Deuteronomy 22 about not cross-dressing, about the not taking the mother of the young. When you take a batch of eggs, you're not to take the mother with it. You're to put a balustrade around a roof when you build a house so that people don't fall and die. And not to sow with mixed seed, not to plough with mixed livestock. There's also, finally, the instructions about if a man accuses a woman of not being a virgin when they married, then there are proofs to be presented that that was not the case, and the man has to repay. If a couple are also found to be in adultery, then there's a provision there for their excising from the community. Again, things which to us are very draconian, things which we wouldn't countenance now, and are thankful that we don't live under that kind of heavy pressure of penalties. But going back to chapter 21, there's something that's worth noting here. In Jesus' story of the prodigal son, of the son who goes away and who wastes the inheritance of his father, there's a link between the end of chapter 21 and this story, in that the father, the prodigal son's father, runs to his son when he sees him coming back. This is so that the father can own the son, because in a sense, if the father had stayed at home and he had not gone to the son, it might have been interpreted by the community as such an insult to the father that they might have stoned him and they might have killed him. But the father of the prodigal son runs to the son and rescues him from the possible attack of the community against him. This shows us the heart of God. Jesus, in telling this story, shows us the heart of God towards us and our Father in heaven, who loves us and accepts us even in spite of our sinfulness. Have a very good April the 2nd.